The scene shifts to Russia, where we see an old man named Ivan Vanko watching Tony Stark's press conference on TV. In the conference, Tony has just announced that he is Iron Man. Ivan Vanko had once worked with Howard Stark, Tony's father, to create the arc reactor technology. However, greedy Vanko tried to sell this technology to others, leading Howard to exile Anton from the company. Now, Anton is on his deathbed, confessing to his son, Ivan Vanko, that he couldn't give him anything except his knowledge. With his last breath, Anton dies, leaving Ivan filled with hatred for the Stark family. Ivan blames the Starks for his father's downfall. To take revenge, he uses his father's old arc reactor designs to build his own reactor, and creates a powerful armored suit called Whiplash. With this suit, he can slice through any metal and prepares to challenge Tony Stark. The story jumps ahead, and 6 months later we see Tony Stark making a grand entrance at the Stark Expo. He tells the crowd that his father had dreamed of building a futuristic city, and though Howard couldn't complete it, Tony promises to fulfill his vision. He also shows a vintage video message from his father about the expo. By now, Tony has become a global celebrity, and people see him as a superhero. However, his health is deteriorating because the Palladium core in his arc reactor, originally built to save his life, is now slowly poisoning his blood. Meanwhile, the US government pressures Tony to hand over the Iron Man suit, wanting military control over the technology. Tony refuses, saying, "I built this suit, and it's a part of me." We also meet Justin Hammer, a rival weapons manufacturer whose business boomed after Stark Industries stopped making weapons. Hammer calls Iron Man a threat to national security, but Tony humiliates him by showing footage of failed attempts by other countries, and even Hammer himself to copy the Iron Man suit. Their robotic suits are nowhere near as advanced as Tony's, leaving Hammer embarrassed in front of everyone. Back in his lab, Tony struggles with his failing arc reactor. His AI warns him that the palladium poisoning is spreading faster. Meanwhile, Tony's assistant Pepper Potts arrives, furious because Tony donated her modern art collection to a charity without asking. As she vents her anger, Tony suddenly appoints her as the new CEO of Stark Industries. Pepper is shocked, but eventually agrees after some convincing. The next day, Tony is practicing boxing with Happy Hogan when Natalie Rushman, a lawyer working with Pepper, arrives, needing Tony's thumbprint for paperwork. Tony jokingly tells her to learn boxing from Happy. But before Happy can teach her anything, Natalie knocks him out. Tony and Pepper are stunned. Tony then Googles Natalie and declares, "She's my new assistant now." The scene shifts to Monaco, where the Formula One Grand Prix is about to begin. Tony attends with his team and mingles with guests, even meeting Elon Musk, who shares his ideas for electric jets. Tony also runs into Justin Hammer, who tries to act friendly and fails. Annoyed, Tony walks away. Soon, the race begins, and Tony himself joins the competition. But suddenly, Ivan Vanko storms onto the track in his Whiplash suit, lashing his electrified whips at the cars. His target? Tony Stark. Tony's car gets sliced in half, and though he tries to fight back, he's no match for Whiplash's weapons. Watching the chaos on TV, Pepper and Happy rush to the track in a car, rescuing Tony just in time. Happy rams into Ivan, injuring him, while Pepper hands Tony his Iron Man suit. Now suited up, Tony defeats Ivan and hands him over to the police. Tony visits Ivan in the interrogation room, asking why he attacked him. Ivan coldly replies, "You come from a family of thieves and butchers." He reveals he's the son of Ivan Vanko, Howard Stark's betrayed partner. Tony, impressed by Ivan's tech skills, offers him a deal. "Sell this to the military, and you'll be rich." But Ivan stays silent. Meanwhile, Hammer's men break Ivan out of jail and take him to a secret facility. Hammer, who witnessed Ivan's tech at the race, proposes a deal. "I freed you. Now build me an army of Iron Man suits." Ivan agrees but mocks Hammer's useless robots, saying, "Your software is garbage. I'll make real weapons." In the next scene, Tony's friend Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes arrives to meet Tony. Rhodes notices that Tony looks much weaker than before. The next day, Tony checks his blood toxicity levels. It's at a dangerous 89%. He's been desperately searching for a new element to replace the Palladium in his arc reactor, but nothing works. Frustrated, he realizes he might not have much time left. Since it's his birthday, Tony decides to celebrate, maybe for the last time. At the party, he gets drunk while wearing the Iron Man suit, acting wild and reckless. Pepper is embarrassed by his behavior. Then, Rhodes arrives and gets angry seeing Tony misuse the suit. To stop him, Rhodes goes to the lab and puts on the second Iron Man suit. Normally, no one else can wear Tony's suits, but because Tony knows he might die soon, he secretly gave Rhodes access. The two friends end up fighting, destroying the party. After the fight, Rhodes takes the suit to the military base, where the officers are thrilled. They call Justin Hammer to add weapons to the suit and turn it into a military weapon. Later, Tony sits alone on a donut shop rooftop, thinking about his fate. Suddenly, Nick Fury shows up. At the same time, Natalie, Tony's assistant, appears in a Black Widow suit, revealing she's actually Natasha Romanoff, a S.H.I.E.L.D. spy sent to keep an eye on Tony. Natasha gives Tony a shot of lithium dioxide, which temporarily slows down the poisoning. Fury tells him, "This isn't a cure, just a temporary fix. You'll have to find the real solution yourself, and if you think you've tried everything, you're wrong." Fury also reveals a big secret. Tony's father, Howard Stark, was one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s founders. He hands Tony a box of Howard's old files. Tony goes through the box and finds old videos of his father. In one recording, Howard speaks directly to him. "Tony, my greatest creation was you. But I also left something else, a new element. I couldn't build it in my time, but I hid its design where you'd find it." Tony goes to Pepper to say sorry, but she's still upset with him. Tony realizes the secret is hidden inside the 1974 Stark Expo model. Using his tech, he scans it and discovers the blueprint for a brand new element, one that could replace Palladium and save his life. Tony immediately gets to work, using his father's notes to create the new element in his lab. After a risky experiment, he succeeds. Using this discovery, Tony creates a brand new, powerful element that perfectly fits his arc reactor. He replaces the old reactor with the new core, and instantly, his health starts improving. Just in time, because while Tony was busy saving himself, Ivan Vanko and Justin Hammer were building an army of deadly drones to destroy him. Meanwhile, Justin Hammer calls Ivan, asking if his robots are ready. Ivan lies, saying they're not, but secretly, he's already upgraded them. Hammer leaves Ivan in his factory under guard, warning him to finish the robots before the expo. But as soon as Hammer leaves, Ivan kills the guards and calls Tony, taunting him, "I doubled the power in my suit. Come fight me." At the expo, Hammer proudly shows off his new iron drones and Rhodes' War Machine suit to the crowd. But he doesn't know Ivan has hacked all the robots. Suddenly, Iron Man arrives, and Ivan turns every drone against him. Panic breaks out as the robots attack. Pepper and Natasha realize Hammer is behind this. Natasha rushes to Hammer's factory to stop Ivan, but he's already gone. She removes Ivan's control over War Machine, freeing Rhodes to help Tony. Tony and Rhodes fight side by side, destroying all the drones. But then, Ivan shows up in his upgraded Whiplash suit, overpowering them. Just in time, Tony and Rhodes combine their firepower. After a long fight, they blast Ivan together, killing him. But the danger isn't over. The destroyed drones are rigged with timed bombs. Pepper is too close, but Tony swoops in, saving her just as the bombs explode. Later, Nick Fury tells Tony that Natasha's report says he's not Avengers material, but his tech could be useful. Tony jokes, "You can't afford me." Fury offers him a consultant role instead. Tony agrees, but demands, Get me a good speechwriter for tomorrow's award ceremony. In the next scene, the senator who once opposed Tony now praises him as a hero. In the post-credit scene, Agent Coulson arrives in New Mexico, reporting over the phone. "Sir, we found it." The camera shows a mysterious hammer buried in the desert, Thor's Mjolnir. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you for watching.